Wrestling fam, welcome back to Wrestling Pro News, the unfiltered core of professional wrestling, the beating heart of an industry that thrives on chaos, legacy, betrayal, and the kind of moments that change the game forever. And right now we are standing in the aftermath of one of those moments because what happened at Clash in Paris on August 17, 2025 will be etched in the history books as the night the wrestling world stopped breathing for a second before exploding in shock, disbelief, and euphoria, because Jon Moxley, the man the WWE Universe once knew as Dean Ambrose, made his long-awaited, earth-shattering return after 6 long years away. And in doing so, he didn't just walk back through the door, he kicked it off its hinges and set the entire house of WWE on fire. Let's paint the picture in full detail. The OW Arena in Paris was already electric, 15,000 fans in attendance and millions more watching across the globe, as Roman Reigns, new Shield consisting of Sami Zayn, LA Knight, and Kevin Owens went to war with Seth Rollins' division, a powerhouse squad featuring Rollins himself alongside Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan under the ever-manipulative eye of Paul Heyman. The stakes high, the action brutal, bodies battered and sweat pouring as both factions fought tooth and nail to prove dominance in a battle that felt like the soul of WWE itself was being contested, when suddenly, just as the match reached its fever pitch, the arena plunged into darkness, the sound of static filled the air, and then, like a thunderclap, a gritty, distorted remix of the Shield's theme music erupted through the speakers, and in that instant time seemed to freeze as fans realized what was happening, and then erupted into a deafening roar as Jon Moxley emerged from the smoke and shadows, clad in a black hoodie, his eyes cold, his aura radiating danger, and with every step toward the ring it became clear that this wasn't a nostalgic cameo, this was an invasion, a hostile takeover, a statement that WWE as we knew it was about to be rewritten. The crowd's frenzy turned into chaos as Moxley hit the ring like a man possessed, wasting no time, drilling Roman Reigns with a paradigm shift that shook the mat, then spinning on his heel and dropping Seth Rollins with a Death Rider, leaving both leaders of WWE's most powerful factions sprawled out in devastation, and then, with the arena in stunned silence broken only by chants of, "Moxley, Moxley," he stood tall, breathing heavily, glaring into the camera with that familiar wild-eyed intensity that made him infamous as the Lunatic Fringe. But then came the twist that elevated this return from shocking to legendary, because on the big screen, a cryptic pre-recorded promo of Moxley aired, his voice gravelly, unhinged, dripping with menace as he declared, "I'm not here for your wars, I'm here to burn it all down," a statement that instantly reframed the entire landscape of WWE, signaling that his mission wasn't about joining forces, wasn't about rekindling the Shield, but about dismantling every empire, every dynasty, every storyline until there was nothing left but chaos and ashes. To truly grasp why this was so monumental, you have to remember who Moxley is and what he represents. Born Jonathan Good in Cincinnati, Ohio, he rose through the independent scene before debuting in WWE in 2012 as Dean Ambrose, alongside Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins as The Shield. A trio that redefined dominance in modern wrestling, a brotherhood forged in destruction that ruled WWE until Rollins betrayed them in 2014, shattering not only the faction but the bond of brotherhood fans had invested in, and while Ambrose went on to capture multiple championships including the WWE Championship itself, frustration with creative direction and the suffocating corporate machine led him to walk away in 2019, reinventing himself as Jon Moxley in AEW where he thrived as the face of chaos, capturing the AEW World Championship 3 times and carving out a reputation as one of the most violent, uncompromising competitors in the business, until whispers began surfacing in 2025 that his contract was expiring, whispers that sparked speculation but were dismissed by many as wishful thinking until the moment he reappeared in Paris. His decision to attack both Reigns and Rollins and spare no one makes his intentions clear. He's not here to pick sides. He's not here to be nostalgic. He's here to rewrite the rules, and in doing so, he has reopened the old wounds of the Shield's betrayal while simultaneously inserting himself into every major storyline that defines WWE's current era. Think about it, Reigns' new Shield, already embattled in a war with Rollins' division, now finds itself destabilized by the ghost of its own past. Cody Rhodes is fighting to hold onto the undisputed WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre in a rivalry already steeped in legacy and betrayal. The Anoa'i family civil war rages on with Solo Sikoa's My Family Tree warring against Jimmy Uso, Jacob Fatu, Zilla Fatu, and Sami Zayn's new bloodline, and lurking at the edges of it all, the Wyatt Six hover-like specters of chaos, ready to strike. And into this volatile powder keg walks Jon Moxley, the very embodiment of unpredictability, ready to light the fuse. The fallout has been immediate and seismic. WWE authority figures Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce announced that Moxley is officially a free agent, meaning he can appear on Raw or SmackDown at will, refusing to confine him to one brand. While both Reigns and Rollins demanded answers, their fury boiling over as social media erupted in worldwide trends like #Moxley is back and #Ambrose returns, clips of his attack hitting millions of views in hours, and fan forums speculating wildly whether this could lead to a Shield reunion, a new faction entirely, or a solo path of destruction that leaves even champions like Cody Rhodes vulnerable. Analysts are already predicting the ripple effects. Survivor Series 2025 could feature a War Games match with Moxley aligning with the new bloodline or even Cody Rhodes against Reigns. New Shield and Rollins division. The Royal Rumble could see him step into the world title scene against either Cody or Seth. And looking long-term, fans are already salivating at the thought of a WrestleMania 42 showdown between Roman Reigns and Jon Moxley, a clash that would not only revisit the Shield's roots but redefine its legacy once and for all. But the truth, the raw undeniable truth, is that Moxley's return means nobody is safe, nothing is sacred, and every storyline, every alliance, every dynasty is now at risk of being set ablaze because the lunatic fringe has come home not to relive the past but to destroy the present. And whether he ends up targeting Reigns, Rollins, Cody, the Bloodline, or even the entire WWE system itself, one thing is clear: Jon Moxley's war has begun, and WWE will never, ever be the same again.